Hola, hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos una vez más a otra Community Call de Crecimiento. Acá estamos otra vez. Esta es la primer CC, la primer Community Call desde que comenzó el festival. A ver, vamos a acomodar un poquito la cámara, bajamos ahí un toque. Perfecto. Esta es la primer Community Call desde que comenzamos el festival. Empezó con todo. La vara muy, muy alta, hace 2 semanas ya que empezó. El otro fin de semana empezó con un kickoff un jueves. La verdad, hermoso kickoff, muchísima gente en el hub con un after increíble. Se contó, hubo muchas novedades, se contó todo lo que se va a venir en los próximos meses, todas las novedades, todas esas noticias, y acá estamos otra vez para traer más novedades. Pero bueno, ¿cómo fue que empezó todo? ¿Cómo empezó? Bueno, tuvimos ese kickoff ese primer día, ese jueves, y después tuvimos el Aleph Hackathon, que fue, la verdad, un éxito. Gracias a todos ustedes, todos los que ahora están mirando, que seguro de una forma u otra aportaron a que sea el hackathon más importante que se ha hecho en la TAM. Casi 1.400 personas participaron, 1.400 hackers, es un montonazo. No tomamos realidad de lo que se hizo y que no es solamente algo que pasó en Buenos Aires o en el hub, como muchas veces pasaban en otros eventos, sino que fue algo que llegó a toda la Argentina y a todo Latam y a incluso en África. Muchachos, el hackathon fue un éxito y todo gracias a la gran comunidad que tenemos. Es la gente la que hace que estos eventos sean lo que son, y agradecerles a todos los que participaron, a todos los que ayudaron, a los que dieron mentorías, a todas las comunidades que armaron chapters. La verdad, fue increíble los resultados, los proyectos que participaron, los ganadores. Felicidades a todos. Fue notable. Tuvimos chapters en muchas provincias de Argentina. Hubo en Córdoba, en Misiones, en Salta, en Mendoza. Hubo en La Plata, en Rosario. Después hubo en Chile, en Bolivia, en Brasil. Hubo en Ecuador, en Colombia, en Venezuela, en Panamá, Puerto Rico. También hubo en México y también tuvimos un par en África. La verdad fue increíble. Pero bueno, esto fue solamente el comienzo del festival. Se vienen muchas más cosas y hoy vamos a estar acá para mostrarles. Ahora vamos a subir las slides y vamos a empezar con lo que se viene. Bueno, ¿de qué vamos a tratar en esta Community Call? Las Community Calls siempre son el lugar perfecto para contarles a todos ustedes que están siempre apoyando, colaborando, todo lo que se viene. Es nuestra forma de decir, che, vamos a charlar un ratito y acá, bueno, estamos con unos mates, mientras tomamos unos matecitos, contándoles las cosas que estamos haciendo, todo lo que estamos trabajando para que ustedes se apalanquen y tomen las mayores oportunidades que ven en el ecosistema. Hoy vamos a estar hablando de lo que es la Buildathon Season. ¿Terminó el hackathon? Bueno, ¿qué empieza ahora? El Buildathon Season. Y después de eso se viene DevConnect con el Mundial de Startups. Va a ser muy, muy copado, así que estén atentos. Pero bueno, va a estar Santi contándonos todo sobre el Buildathon Season y lo que necesitamos saber. Después vamos a estar hablando de Lab Week, que va a ser en inglés con la INET de Protocol Labs. Así que vamos a estar entendiendo todo de lo que va a estar pasando durante esa semana. Y estén atentos porque el programming, lo que se viene, es muy, muy copado y estoy seguro que muchos de ustedes les van a poder sacar muchísimo provecho. Después vamos a hablar del gran evento de esta semana. Esta semana en Crecimiento siempre están pasando cosas. Siempre si están acá saben que siempre hay cosas pasando, pero esta semana, el viernes, tenemos el FinTech Summit. Bueno, vamos a estar hablando con la gente de Phoenix, con la gente de Rain, y va a estar también Simón, de Crecimiento, contándonos qué es lo que se espera para este viernes acá. Entonces, estén atentos. Si tenés una startup o te interesa payments, el viernes es el lugar donde tenés que estar. Así que bueno, con esto vamos a empezar. Ahora, vamos a empezar por el comienzo. Siempre. ¿Qué es crecimiento? Bueno, crecimiento es muchas cosas y a la vez es un movimiento, que es la mejor palabra para enmarcar todas las cosas que es. No es una comunidad, no es una aceleradora, no es una compañía ni una fundación. No es una infraestructura, ni una escuela, ni un producto. Ni es una Pop City, aunque sea nuestro evento principal. Es un movimiento. ¿Por qué? Porque como dije con el hackathon, es gracias a todos los que están colaborando y poniendo su granito de arena que esto es lo que es. Porque nosotros podemos tener toda la energía del mundo acá, pero solos no podemos. Es la comunidad la que empuja y la que hace que todas las cosas sucedan. Cada uno de ustedes empujando con su ventito, con sus cosas. Ahora vamos a pasar a Buildathon Season. Así que para esto le voy a dar la bienvenida a Santi. Ahora lo subimos al escenario. ¿Estás listo, Santi? Hola, Santi, ¿cómo estás?
Buenas, buenas. Me gusta que me preguntaron Si estaba listo y me subieron. Fue tipo, ¿estás listo, no? Tuc, adentro.
¿Estabas listo o no? Pero vos subías, arriba.
No estaba tan listo, la verdad. Te estaba escuchando atentamente mientras terminaba un documento. Pero acá estamos preparados para contar un poco más acerca de la Build Season.
Bueno, qué novedades tenés? A ver, yo estoy al tanto de los detalles, pero si yo no hubiera escuchado nada, ¿qué me hubieras dicho que es la Build Season?
Bien, la Build Season tiene dos palabras. La primera es Build, la segunda es Season. Vamos a ir paso a paso para desmitificar este concepto o entenderlo un poco mejor. ¿Qué es un buildathon? Un buildathon es básicamente lo que uno quiera si nos ponemos filosóficos, pero en términos pragmáticos para la industria y para crecimiento, buildathon son programas en los que se va más allá de un hackathon. No es un hackathon de 2 o 3 días, es un programa más largo en el que el objetivo no es shipear un MVP, probar un concepto, experimentar con tecnología y aprender, sino es transformar esa tecnología, esa idea, ese producto, esa forma de resolver un problema en algo que tenga más sentido a largo plazo, en una construcción más duradera, en un producto idealmente, en una startup, en el aún más ideal de los casos. Entonces, ¿qué es un Buildathon? Bueno, es un programa más largo, algunos son online, otros son presenciales, algunos tienen muchos founders viviendo todos juntos, otros tienen puntos específicos en que los founders se conectan, algunos tienen foco en shipear algo específico cada semana, otros tienen foco en conectarte con mentores y las personas correctas. De nuevo, vamos a la ambigüedad del término Buildathon y de grandes elementos de nuestros lenguajes. Hay muchos programas diferentes, cada uno con sus características, y por eso la segunda palabra, Season. Nosotros no estamos acá hablando de un Buildathon, un programa que podemos venir y presentar, esto empieza tal día, termina tal día, son 6 semanas, son 3 veces por semana hacer esto y una vez por semana hacer esto otro, como si fuese una rutina del gimnasio. Es más una season. ¿Por qué? Porque hay muchos programas, suceden en paralelo, algunos son más complementarios, otros no tanto, pero todos tienen un gran objetivo que es ayudar a gente que está queriendo empujar y queriendo construir, hacerlo mejor, hacerlo más rápido y a pensar más en grande. Vamos a ver
Bien,
algunos de los ejemplos de esta Buildathon Season que creo que va a ayudar a
y
clarificar
algo,
a qué nos
eso
referimos
está
con
bueno.
muchas cosas al mismo tiempo.
Antes de contar los programas, vamos a decir que acá hay un QR. Después vamos a volver, pero si lo quieren ir escaneando, pueden ir haciéndolo. Si querés, Santi,
De una, me parece clave
contanos.
el QR. Voy a hacer un poco de tiempo mientras damos espacio a que la gente escanee. ¿Ese QR a dónde te lleva, querido Laín?
Te lleva a un lindo Notion, un lindo formulario donde podés aplicar y con un solo formulario aplicás a un montón de cosas al mismo tiempo. Es un one way a mucho. Y desde ahí vas a los bildatones que te interesan, seleccionás cuál es el que querés y también tenés como beneficio entrar al mejor cowork de cripto, AI, que hay en Latam, que es el Aleph Hub. Y además tenés posibilidades de quedar adentro del club de startups. Así que bueno, un solo formulario para tantos lugares. Así que nada, qué mejor no.
Me encanta y me das el pie perfecto para explicar por qué es necesario hacer un Notion. De nuevo, Buildathon son varios programas, cada uno tiene sus especificidades y edades. Algunos son más largos, otros más cortos. Unos tienen foco en cierto tipo de aplicaciones, otros tienen foco en cierto tipo de crecimiento. Son muchos diferentes. En este Notion explicamos cada uno en detalle. Entonces vos tenés varios programas y el Notion lo que te da es un overview y es, ok, está pasando esto. Crecimiento y Liz hacen el Liz Founder Track para apoyar a founders que quieran resolver problemas reales en emerging markets. Perfecto. También tenés H-City en Patagonia, que es una pop-up city con residencias, podés participar, tiene su forma de aplicación, es una gran forma de crecer tus proyectos. Tenés, ya me estoy adelantando y estoy empezando a mencionar, gracias por
No,
hacer
no, ahí
a la
está.
siguiente etapa. Tenés Argentina On-Chain Residence, es una residencia dentro de H-City especificada en resolver problemas locales usando cripto. Tenés Worldbuild, la segunda edición, es un programa que hacen Friends with Benefits y World, específico para aplicaciones sobre World. Y nada, tienen todo su funnel propio, con un hackathon al principio, una activación in real life, una activación virtual, después traen a los mejores equipos a Buenos Aires. Acelera de Odisea, vamos a dar más detalles pronto, ellos están por hacer el gran anuncio, pero es un programa que tuvo mucho éxito el año pasado, se viene en la segunda edición, para equipos que estén construyendo para la TAM o operando desde la TAM. Es un programa que incluye aceleración y funding súper interesantes. Funding de Commons. también con un hackathon y una residencia. De nuevo, este enfoque mixto, y por eso hablamos de que el buildathon es básicamente lo que uno quiera que sea. Un hackathon virtual, después un espacio en real life para que las personas conecten. Vemos que hay varios patrones que se repiten, pero cada uno con sus pequeñas diferencias. Entonces, lo que vos podés hacer desde el Notion que les compartimos es tener un poco más de detalle de cada uno de estos programas, que son todos partners de crecimiento y hacen un gran trabajo para el ecosistema con sus propios objetivos, pero empujando esta noción de acelerar el talento en la TAM y paso a pasito ir poniendo a Argentina y al mundo on-chain. Cada uno tiene sus detalles, podés aprender un poco más en el Notion y, como decía Lain, tenés un foro de aplicación en el que vos podés decir, che, yo quiero registrarme, quiero participar y me interesan estos tres. ¿Y cuál es lo interesante? Primero, esa es la única forma de participar del Founders Track con Lisk, ese form, ese que te da acceso a ese programa específico, que es híbrido, 100% virtual, si querés, pero también con momentos presenciales que nos encontramos en Buenos Aires y en San Martín de los Andes, en Patagonia, para conectar un poco más. Aplicás al List Founders Track, pero aparte puedes decir, che, me interesa este otro programa, me interesaría saber más de Odisea, me interesaría ser parte de Xity, me interesaría aprender sobre el funding de Como, sobre Word, sobre Argentino On-Chain Residency. De alguna manera vos lo que nos decís es, che, esto me sirve, me interesa, quiero ser parte, y el equipo de crecimiento, bueno, lo que hacemos es después trabajar junto con estos partners para ayudar a seleccionar a los mejores equipos y decir, che, hay 10 equipos con mucho potencial que están interesados en OSA. Charlen, vean si hay un fit. Hay un par de equipos que están construyendo algo que tiene mucho sentido para lo que propone Funding in Commons, con el hackathon o con la residencia. Bueno, charlen. Lo que hacemos es de alguna manera facilitarles a ustedes, decirle a todos estos grandes partners que les interesa ser parte de lo que están construyendo, aplicar al track de Lisk y, como agregaba Lain, siendo parte de la Buildathon Season o sumándote a esta movida de Notion, Form, aplicación general, tener acceso a la Aleph Hub y tener también acceso a las secciones de crecimiento específicas como el Club de Startups y algunos detalles más que iremos revelando sobre la marcha. Creo que este es un gran overview de la Buildathon Season, pero hay una partecita más que viene
Exacto.
después y es importante mencionar ahora.
Sí. Mientras vas contando un poquito, ¿querés que volvamos a la slide anterior? Así pueden escanear el QR y tienen otra chance para sumarse acá. Mira,
Vamos
acá, gente, no se
a
olviden,
dejar acá
escanean
unos
el
minutos de
QR.
QR, me parece bien.
Esperamos ver todas las aplicaciones de ustedes y hay muchas oportunidades acá, así que aprovechen. Esto es un momento único para acelerar todo proyecto que estén haciendo. Aprovechen, apalánquense y tomen cada oportunidad que se encuentren.
Algo interesante en el concepto de Buildathon Season, que como son varios programas diferentes, atacan distintos segmentos. Es decir, vos quizás tenés una startup que ya levantó capital. Bueno, estoy seguro que hay alguno de esos programas que te puede potenciar. Quizás sos uno de los proyectos que participaron del hackathon, más de 300 proyectos participando del hackathon. Bueno, algunos de estos programas son más early stage y te pueden ayudar a llevar tu proyecto al próximo nivel. Como decíamos, Buildathon es pasar del MVP, del código atado con alambres, a un proyecto con sentido de negocios, con proyección, con posibilidad de crecimiento. Entonces, no importa en qué etapa estén, tienen el QR a disposición, van a entender un poco más con el Notion y van a poder aplicar y encontrar algo que los ayude a ustedes a llegar al próximo nivel, que en definitiva es el objetivo general de la Buildathon Season, que además corona con una joyita. Y acá
Ahí
la
pasó,
en el centro
vamos
para
a
que
pasar, ahí está.
exactamente.
Gracias,
Y
Tommy.
lleguemos a esta slide violeta con letras. ¿Cuáles son esas letras?
¿Me lo preguntás a mí o querés que
Se lo pregunto,
es?
sí, señor.
Ok, bueno. Star World Cup.
Startup World Cup, SWC, la Crecimiento Startup World Cup. En Argentina no podía ser de otra manera, es una Copa del Mundo de las Startups. ¿Y qué vamos a hacer? Vamos a agarrar a todos los proyectos que participaron del hackathon, que participaron de estos bilatones, que están construyendo, que forman parte del Crecimiento Startup World Cup, que vienen al Connect y darles distintos espacios para que se encuentren y bueno, y compitan. Al principio había un sentido, una narrativa un poco más bélica, una competición, una lucha a muerte. La World Cup, primero que nos conecta con el fútbol que tanto nos gusta y aparte tiene un mensaje de fondo mucho más relacionado al deporte y a divertirse, que en realidad es quizá lo más importante de todo nuestro paso por este mundo, pero sin entrar en filosofías baratas, la Startup World Cup es una posibilidad de que cientos de startups compitan entre sí por un lugar en la gran final. ¿Cómo funciona? Bueno, vamos a compartir más detalles pronto. Si participan en la Build-A-Thon Season pueden aplicar directamente desde ahí. Che, me interesa también estar en la Startup World Cup. Básicamente hay una ronda de qualifiers, cientos de startups, perfecto lugar para los participantes del hackathon, por ejemplo, que ya tienen automáticamente el ticket para entrar a la Startup World Cup. De esas cientos de startups, clasifican algunas, llegan a la semifinal. Los proyectos que participan en distintos Build-A-Thons capaz que pueden llegar directamente a la semifinal. O sea, la semifinal es una combinación entre los que clasifican de las qualifiers, de la ronda de clasificación, y algunos que vienen seleccionados de los Build-A-Thons y del club de startups y de algunos otros mecanismos. Entonces, en definitiva, lo que hacemos, imagínense, yo estoy haciendo con las manos como distintas líneas, equipos que vienen de todos lados del planeta, algunos a través de la qualifier, otros a través de los Build-A-Thons, otros porque aplican directamente, llegan a la semifinal. En la semifinal hay unos 60 equipos. Vamos a seleccionar entre 10 y 15, no lo hemos definido, entre 10 y 15 para participar de la gran final. La gran final es un evento en DevConnect el viernes 21 de noviembre, que además de tener a estos grandes finalistas participando, va a tener speakers de talla recontramundial. No quiero spoilear nada, tenemos algunos confirmados. Si van al Notion van a poder leer los detalles porque ahí sí están escritos, pero yo por ahora no les voy a decir en cámara. Sí son speakers muy picantes, imagínense ustedes de quiénes estamos hablando. Una gran oportunidad de crecer tu proyecto en los próximos meses y después presentarlo al mundo en la Startup World Cup, en DevConnect, ante quizá la audiencia más relevante para nuestra industria.
Imagínate, tenés una startup y estás buscando usuarios y exposición, qué mejor lugar que este para dar a conocer tu producto, encontrar usuarios con un costo de adquisición mucho menor, pitchear frente a inversores y un jurado que la verdad va a ser top como nunca se vio. La verdad es la oportunidad para empezar e impulsarse para toda startup.
Top, 100%. Esto es una gran oportunidad, va a haber un montón de fondos de inversión también, sobre todo el día de la Startup World Cup. Sí. Es el momento de levantar capital, entonces hoy estás en cierto lugar. Bueno, tenés 67 días para acelerar, para meterle a fondo. Build-A-Thon Season, encerrado en tu casa, con tus amigos, con quien vos quieras, metele a fondo. Y en la Startup World Cup, en DevConnect es la oportunidad de dar el siguiente paso. Así que nada, queda en sus manos.
Exacto. Bueno, vamos a volver para atrás, así se pueden inscribir en lo que son los Build-A-Thones. Ustedes ya saben, ya entendieron, el objetivo es llegar lo mejor preparado al Mundial de Startups. ¿Y cómo se pueden preparar de la mejor forma? Bueno, tienen los Build-A-Thones, se apalancan de los Build-A-Thones, de todas las actividades que están pasando en crecimiento, de lo que vamos a escuchar ahora en los próximos tópicos, y a partir de acá pueden llegar de la mejor forma posible a ese Mundial y tener las mejores chances. No solamente, no es todo es ganar, sino darte a conocer. Y de ahí pueden sacar mucha exposición. Así que aprovechen y lleguen con la mejor capacidad posible. Hermoso todo lo que contabas, Santi. ¿Te gustaría contarnos algo más? ¿Algo último o cerramos ya?
No, creo que ese era el cierre perfecto. Dejamos el link
Perfecto.
y pasamos a la siguiente sección. Me quedo con vos un ratito y después
Sí, obvio.
tengo que salir volando.
Bueno, ahora vamos a pasar con la próxima parte de esta Community Call. Y ahora vamos a estar cambiando a inglés. Now we are starting to do this Community Call in English because we have a special guest. We have Lynette from Protocol Labs who will be joining us. So, hello Lynette, if you are ready, let me know. And you are ready to jump into the stage.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. Nice to meet everybody. Buenos dias.
Welcome, Lynette. How are you doing? Where are you joining from?
Doing well. I am joining from Vermont in los Estados Unidos, and
Great.
very excited to be here.
Well, great. So you are going to tell us a little bit more about Lab Week. There's a lot of things happening there.
I am, yeah. So I'm super excited to be here with you all today to talk about Lab Week, and hopefully I'll be able to meet you all in person there. So Lab Week, we'll be hosting it in Buenos Aires this year. So over the next few minutes, I'll take you through an overview of what Lab Week is. I'll talk about how you can get involved, and then I will take you, if I can get screen share to work, on a virtual tour of the event website. It just launched yesterday, so really timely to be able to present this to y'all today.
Oh, great.
Lab Week, what is it? It is a decentralized conference. It's hosted by Protocol Labs, but it's actually convened by teams across the Innovation Network. So it means it's truly a community initiative. Events are hosted over the course of several days at locations across the city, and they include workshops, panels, networking, meet and greets. Really, any type of event is an opportunity at Lab Week. This year, it is focused on digital human rights, and conversations will span a range of topics from privacy, DPIN, digital identity, and more. We are thrilled that the Ethereum and the crypto community are going to be converging on Buenos Aires for Lab Week and for DevConnect, because Argentina is truly the epicenter of real-world adoption for Web3. You've got projects like Quark ID that are driving digital identity forward, teams like Ripio and Lemon that are building the future of financial systems and digital economies, and of course, movements like Crecimiento that are working to make Argentina really a global crypto leader. So it's super exciting to be with you all in BA or CABA. And Lab Week is really an opportunity to showcase all of the work that's being done there. It's an opportunity to bring visionaries together to continue the transformation and the growth of crypto and AI across the world. So all of that being said, how can you get involved? You can get involved by joining us. The Lab Week schedule is just starting to take shape. Over the coming weeks, teams across the network will be organizing events, and they'll all be added to the Lab Week schedule, which I can show you on the site in a moment. Of course, it is crypto, so events will pop up last minute as well, which is a great opportunity to plug. Make sure that you continue to check the schedule. New things will be popping up from now, probably until the 19th of November when Lab Week wraps. So that being said, too, if you are planning to host an event, get it on the site as soon as possible so that we can really help maximize visibility. The crypto community in Buenos Aires and in LATAM is thriving, and we're really excited to learn from you. This Lab Week, we're super excited and hoping to see many of the events organized by folks who are already building there. Like with every conference in the space, it is going to be a hectic several days. And so the scheduling tool for Lab Week is really cool. It actually helps you identify the topics that you're interested in and sort your plans out that way. I joined Protocol Labs about 2.5 months ago. So this is actually going to be my first Lab Week. I do not have any pro tips for you yet, but I have sourced the team, and I've heard that the after hours events are a lot of fun. It's a great way to connect with folks. They are held for a few hours each evening during Lab Week. Often Juan, who is PL's founder, will be there along with some other key stakeholders across the network. It's a great place to hang out, chat, talk about topics and ideas. And I have heard that things that were discussed informally actually became springboards for real impactful projects. Of course, we're also going to be hosting a welcome party. More details about what that will look like soon, but that will be an awesome opportunity and a way to kick off Lab Week. So with that, let me pivot to taking you through the website and showing you how you can check out the schedule and submit your own events.
Right. Take your time, don't worry. It's amazing to hear everything that is happening. And it's a great chance for everybody who wants to learn more about crypto, Protocol Labs, the different opportunities that there's there, and to connect. Of course, if you're a founder, connections are really important to level up your opportunities. So distribution is key now more than ever. So this is a great chance.
Something that I would like to highlight, having attended a few Lab Weeks and some other events of Protocol Labs, and knowing a bit about the network, it's crazy how diverse the network is. And that's, I think, a great opportunity to connect with a set of folks that are doing things at all angles of innovation, and not just like crypto, but also like pushing forward innovation in general. And also like really incredible how Protocol Labs pushes innovation and how much it commits to really trying to, take computing to the next level and doing things that really matters. So I think it's for everyone that's interested in technology that makes sense and has like real purpose and is like on the edge and the frontier of innovation. It's a great opportunity to meet a lot of people from a network that is very intentional about doing exactly that. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, but it's also gonna be a great opportunity to, if you want to really drive these kind of things, connect with people that have the same passions.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also, Santi, I wanted to give you a little shout out. Thank you for being the feature of our kickoff video yesterday. If you check out the Protocol Labs Twitter handle, you'll see Santi's shining face hyping up Lab Week. So that's going to be awesome. I'm excited to meet in person. Cool. So this is our brand spanking new Lab Week Web3 website. Here will be really the digital hub for the week. It takes you kind of through what you can expect. It also shares some information about previous lab weeks. Typically, the lab week event will be run alongside DevConnect, which is a great opportunity to pull in folks who are already at the location for the Ethereum event. And so we get to really maximize the amount of people we're able to connect with. If you're debating whether or not you're excited to attend Lab Week, check out some of these reasons to join. But what I will take you to now is the schedule, which is, I think, probably the coolest feature of this site. So like I mentioned, it's pretty interactive. What you've got here is a bunch of tags over on the side that will help you kind of identify the event type that you're interested in, as well as the general topics. As you can see, it's starting to get populated, but this will really blow up as we get closer to the event. And so again, submit your event now. It's up here in the corner. If you've got something going on, whether it's a workshop or a casual coffee meetup, a networking event, make sure that you submit it. Our team on the back end will go through all of it, make sure it's orchestrated the right way, and then you will see it here on the schedule. We have a bunch of things already popped up. So the network hub is something that will be kind of a good opportunity. We're figuring out exactly what this will look like, but typically this is the central convening place because it's a decentralized conference. This is an opportunity for folks to have kind of one central place to meet and connect before they spread out to other events. But if you've got questions about the event as well, we have this nice little FAQ set up to give you a little bit more information about what Lab Week is, who it's for. Spoiler alert, it's for all of you. It's for everybody at Crecimiento and everybody in the Protocol Labs Innovation Network, as well as some more information on how to host an event and to get set up. If you're interested in seeing how Lab Weeks have run before, if you've never attended one like me, you can check out the Lab Week homepage that has all of the information about previous events as well. And with that, I can take any questions if folks have any. And if I don't have an answer, I can find one from the team and get back to you on it.
So glad to hear all the opportunities, all the topics and everything. These kind of shells are great, and it's amazing how to see how things pop up at last minutes and every moment. We had that on every pop-up, so we understand that feeling and how it feels to have a lot of things happening at the same time. It's amazing. It's a lot to learn and to process, but it's amazing.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, and I would love to ask you a question about Argentina and why are you betting so hard here to bring Lab Week here, to DevConnect, to connect with founders and everything you are doing here?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think when the Ethereum Foundation decided to do Buenos Aires or decided to do DevConnect in Buenos Aires, it was really exciting for us as well. As you know, Protocol Labs has been with Crecimiento from the get. And so seeing that movement advance so far has been amazing. And I think the ability to put Buenos Aires on the world stage in such a meaningful and IRL way is going to be awesome. Before I was at Protocol Labs, I was actually over at ZK Sync and just seeing some of the projects that we had worked on there coming out of Argentina and LATAM was really awesome. And so for us, this is an opportunity to really connect with the builders where they're at, and then to be able to help showcase all of the amazing real world applications that crypto is developing and that are already taking shape, showing meaningful traction and impact. to me, and I know to the team here, really feels like there's no better place right now than Buenos Aires for that.
So glad to hear that. Have you ever been here?
Yeah, actually, I went on so I'm brushing up on my Spanish. I don't know if this is correct, but my miel de luna, my honeymoon, my husband and I went to Buenos Aires, and then we did a week in Patagonia, and I am ecstatic to come back.
Oh, so beautiful destinations. Yeah. Really, Patagonia is beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. And I know that there is the Edge City pop-up happening in Patagonia. I believe it's the week leading up to Lab Week. So there is a ton going on, I think almost from now and through really the end of the year there. So super exciting to see all of these communities come together and coalesce in Buenos Aires.
It's great.
It's amazing.
It's great to see the movement around Buenos Aires and DevConnect. And super happy that you're coming. Thanks again for the support with the video. It was a really fun experience to record that. Also, like yesterday, we were drafting a written article. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I can spoil this, but we're drafting some written piece about Argentina and everything that's happening. And it's crazy to see everything that's going on in Argentina and all the very specific use cases that you don't see anywhere else in the world. So I think that's also a good reason to be here, to be part of everything that's going to be going on in the next few weeks, and especially to keep pushing innovation in Argentina in 2026 and in the years to come.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, Lynette, thank you so much for sharing everything with us. I'm sure a lot of people will love Lab Week here in Buenos Aires. It will have a different taste, the Argentinian taste this time. So a little bit of tango and asado and a little bit of wine. So that will be lovely. And I'm sure it will be a great experience.
Awesome. Gracias. Thank you all so much. I'm super excited to see you at Lab Week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. See you guys.
Adiós, Santi. Bueno, ahora terminamos de hablar de Lab Week y vamos a seguir, pero seguimos en inglés porque tenemos otro tópico bastante importante. So, we are keeping this community call a few minutes more in English because we have a lot of things to talk about. This week is an important week because we have a great event on Friday. We have FinTech Summit. So now this will be the crowded part of this community call. We have 3 guests at the same time. So we are going to be 4 talking about this event because it's worth it. It's a really, really good event to come this Friday. So we are having Simon from Crecimiento, my teammate here. Hello, Simon.
Hola.
How are you doing?
How you doing, querido? It's so beautiful to see you in this community calls. I think you do an amazing work.
Oh, yeah, you are the one. You are the one, man. So we are not alone. We have 2 more guests here. So if they are ready, I will introduce them and they can come here. So first, Roj from Phoenix, let's welcome you to the community call. Welcome here. I think you are with the microphone off. Yeah.
Yes. I have calls all day and I still miss it. Thank you for having me on. I'm really glad to be talking to the Crecimiento community. I'm really excited about the FinTech Summit. I'm here speaking on behalf of Phoenix, which is a team. I'm one of the lead engineers there. So we'll get into that, but thank you for having me on.
Yes, great. So, and we have one more guest. We have Lucas from Rain. If you're ready, you can jump into the stage. Welcome, Lucas.
Thank you so much for having me. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to join this community. I'm Lucas from Rain. I am in New York and unfortunately will not be able to make it down to Buenos Aires for this Friday summit, but 2 of my colleagues, Kay and Edwin, will be on the ground. They're actually on their flight right now down to Argentina. I'm happy to share a little bit more about Rain and let you guys know what we're up to.
Great. So we can start with all this information about the FinTech Summit. Simon, do you want to tell us a little bit more? What's to come? What to expect here?
For For sure, for sure. I mean, this is an event actually that is getting us a little bit outside of our comfort zone. No, we've been naturally more AI and crypto focused from the beginning. But if you look at what Crecimiento has done over the last year, with all these startups accelerated, with all the citizens that we welcomed, and all the institutional awareness that we've generated through our efforts creating the sandbox and working together with the CNV and others, we sort of understood that there was an opportunity for Creci to become a little bit of the bridge for the fintech world with Web3 in Argentina. We're probably seeing that the biggest narrative in our ecosystem is institutional stablecoins, and we're also seeing that in Argentina, privacy is a huge narrative, and we see a lot of privacy builders in here with the presence of many protocols. And we wanted to, in a way, create a space for these two worlds to connect. And that's an idea that was probably we had a few months back, and now we are 2 days to go to the event, and we're going to be welcoming people obviously from our sponsors. And we today here we have Phoenix, we have Rain, and I'm going to give you a minute to introduce a little bit of what each of you do, and then we got a few questions for you to actually expand on. But then we're also going to be organizing this with the FinTech Chamber in Argentina, an incredible partner that's helped us bring bigger exposure, bigger reach to the fintech world, and bringing them to our hub, to Aleph hub in the center of Buenos Aires. So we're going to be also welcoming Globant and Modo and Velo, Pomelo, and all these other local fintechs that we love welcoming in our hub. So to show a little bit before jumping into the questions and sharing I'm going to share the topics that we're going to touch upon on Friday. So we're going to go more broad with open finance. We're going to touch about on cross-border payments, a huge topic if we look at the latest reports on LATAM stablecoin movements and how this is working. We're going to go on confidential payments. We're going to touch obviously on infrastructure. We're going to go for AI in financial services. We're going to go for cards. And we're seeing a lot of protocols move toward cards. And I think Rain might have something to say there. And then obviously security as a competitive advantage, right? So actually the first thing I would like to do is give the mic to, in order, I have Rogue here. If you can explain a little bit about what's going on with Phoenix, what are you guys doing? What do you do there?
Yeah, thank you very much. So Phoenix is a essentially confidentiality as a service project. We build infrastructure that allows smart contract authors and DApp authors to create confidential DApps. That's one of the pipelines. There's lots more institutional pipelines that we're looking down. But essentially, what we've done is bring encrypted data and encrypted math on chain. We do this with a coprocessor. This is a off-chain component that watches the chain. But at the end of the day, we've created a system that allows you to do an encrypted balance, encrypted transfers. Theoretically, you could turn any smart contract into an encrypted contract. You have to change the logic a little bit, but that's what it's for. We're giving a tool for engineers to come up with ideas and to turn this into something that really changes the landscape of DeFi.
It's a fascinating topic. We're seeing a lot of people interested in Argentina. Privacy has been huge over the last year, so we want to definitely hear more about it, especially on the confidential payments side of things that we're going to touch. Lucas, can you give us a little bit more of insight about Rain?
Of course. So Rain believes that the future of all global payments will be based in stablecoins, but in order for it to be really adopted by the masses, those stablecoins have to be spendable in the real world. And that's really what Rain has set out to solve. So we've pioneered technology that makes stablecoins usable anywhere that Visa is accepted at 150 million merchants around the world, including in almost every country in Latin America. We are an API company, so we are directly embedded into our partners' apps, platforms, and programs to make stablecoin-powered payments a reality, and then also allow them to issue cards that, again, work anywhere Visa is accepted pretty seamlessly to their customers, as well as to businesses if it's a B2B program. We work with a number of folks that are in Argentina today. It's one of our fastest growing countries. So we we have a lot of experience building and deploying programs in Argentina and around the broader Latin America and South America region. And as I mentioned, I'll have two of my colleagues on the ground with a booth at the FinTech Summit on Friday. So if anyone on this call is interested in learning more about building stablecoin-powered payments and programs into their apps and platforms, we welcome a conversation.
That's is a fascinating one, and it broke the sound broke a little bit at the end. So hopefully I don't repeat much myself here, but in a way I wanted to ask you both. Now that you're here, is something that we are saying is the Argentina is the spotlight of this year for obvious reasons, and wanted to ask you why do you think, from your point of view, is the right moment for a fintech and Web3 summit here, and if we should see more of this in the coming year, in the coming month?
Yeah, I can't really speak to the why, but I think the reason why so many people are coming here and why there's so many things popping up in Latin America, and especially in Buenos Aires, is that there are founders, there are builders, and there are people that have ideas. I think many times in more sort of established markets, people with ideas will go to an existing, oh, I might have frozen. No, I didn't, sorry. People might go to an existing product and say, here's how you can improve it. But there's something in the water in South America where people want to build it themselves. They trust themselves to build the right thing. And when you have that community, when you have that drive, everything else is very easy on top of it.
I mean, if you touch on the builder side of things, definitely, I mean, not only Lain definitely knows about the topic because he leads the startup club at Crecimiento and he's doing an incredible job there. But something that we've seen over the last year is not only that there is a lot of problems to solve in LATAM and we look for alternative solutions to the standard frameworks that we've been considering in the world over the last 100 years, but also that like LATAM builders build with global execution standards. And you can find someone from LATAM building in the major protocols all over the world. And it's something that we understand and we believe that we should push forward. And I realized that we just lost Lucas, maybe because of his connection.
I think she's showing it again, so I will add him to the stage.
Perfect.
Welcome, Lucas. Welcome back. By the way, you have the microphone off, just to check.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback on my end. I don't know if you guys can hear my audio coming through.
It sounds a little bit robotic in the sense. Yeah, maybe something wrong with the mic.
I apologize for that. I don't know if it's any better.
Well, maybe, yeah, no, you can see it's a little bit broken on this end. It's part of the life, it's how it goes, but it's good. But I wanted to, also I wanted to touch on this, continue going deeper on this, the fintech side of the fintech topic. Where do you think, and I'm asking you, Rogue, directly, where do you see Phoenix connecting more directly with Argentina's fintech ecosystem? What is the most direct use case that you're like, we should look into this the sooner the better?
Well, I think that one thing that's interesting is that there's so many ideas and projects that exist off-chain that have a barrier to becoming on-chain. One of the most important ones is that it's so transparent on-chain. This is, of course, the absolute benefit of something like Ethereum, decentralized, transparent logic and storage. Sorry, I'm an engineer, so I'm not great at this kind of stuff. But transparency's become sort of a weight at the ankles. There's so many different use cases where people simply will not tolerate that level of transparency. Phoenix, at its core, attempts to solve that transparency problem, to allow these kinds of things to come on chain. I think that transparency is something that, without getting too deep into the weeds, has a additional value in emerging markets like Latin America. It's so valuable as a tool. That's why we want to bring it to this area. The marketing people have many other points that they have told me that I've forgotten in the heat of the moment. But, we have the FinTech Summit on Friday. We'll talk about all of that stuff there. Yeah,
Really?
hopefully that helps.
Lucas, what we were talking about is, and actually very interesting because you've been touching on the institutional side very much from the with Rain, is where do you see your work connecting more directly with Argentina's fintech ecosystem?
We really view Argentina and South America as the earliest adopters of stablecoins. Some of our fastest growing programs are based in Argentina. And we support a number of different use cases there, right? A lot of remote workers that are getting paid directly in stablecoins and then plugged into Rain's infrastructure to make sure that they can spend those earnings in the real world. We see merchants and businesses that are, holding their treasuries in stablecoins and then, paying for business services, subscriptions like an AWS or paying for Google Ads in stablecoins. And so we're really inspired, and we look to Argentina kind of as a front runner and a leader in stablecoin adoption that we believe will permeate the rest of the region as well as the rest of the world. So in a lot of ways, Argentina is ahead of the curve in adopting stablecoins, sometimes out of necessity, other times because it's a much better form of money. And we believe that it's really just the future of all value and currency will be on chain held in a stablecoin.
I mean, we cannot agree more, no? In the sense of we have this sentence of bringing Argentina on chain, and it goes through. Obviously, Ethereum is trying to bring the whole world's economy on chain. We want to start with Argentina, obviously, and this is one of the solutions that we're seeing that has better product market fit all across, actually, the industry and then the region. Like, this is definitely where the focus needs to be. And actually, to you both, what are you most excited to discuss with local players at the summit? I know, Lucas, your team is going to be able to be here. Rogue, we'll have some presentation as well. Is the open finance, is payments, cards, security, something else? Where do you see is a full innovation coming in? What you would like to discuss?
I'll let Lucas go first. I think
certainly, we're happy to talk about our stablecoin infrastructure and card issuance platform for anyone that's interested. But I think equally as important for us, we really want to learn from the companies on the ground in Argentina of where are they at in their stablecoin journey? What questions do they have? How are they starting to think about experimenting with stablecoins? What are some of the earliest use cases that they want to pilot? Because we're based in New York. We operate globally, but there's no substitute for being on the ground and hearing first person from the use cases that the innovators on this call are starting to experiment with and pilot. So again, happy to educate and inform anyone about our product and our infrastructure and talk about how we can support your stablecoin powered payments and card programs. But we would love to hear from everyone as well on Friday around what's working, what's not, how are stablecoins being perceived in Argentina and beyond.
It's much the same with Phoenix. Lucas said it incredibly well. There's nothing beats talking to the people one-on-one. Nothing beats talking to people close to the source. Like Lucas, we have an infrastructure. This infrastructure provides a tool for people. The best way to know how people are going to use it is to see what they need, help them work through potential problems, even just presenting an idea and a new tool gets people thinking in a new way. Being there, being part of those discussions, there's no better way to get such a tight feedback loop and to validate for yourselves as Phoenix, but also for builders out there and existing projects that there is something here, that there is a future with this technology. Of course, there is a future, but together type thing. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's something we would love, like from the Crecimiento point of view, and looking at the startups that belong to our ecosystem, is we want them to understand. I think if I'm not wrong, there's over 25 startups focused on payments. There's over 20 startups focused on privacy, building both for FHE, for CK, MPC, and some others. And we want to see, we would love them to understand, like, if they want to work with you, how to plug it very quickly. No, I mean, I think that's also something that we need to get better at as a whole industry. And it's like we need to go for collaboration rather than competition, and getting all this together, getting all the protocols, bridging all the protocols to Argentina, so our builders can actually select and be like, where can I get more support? Where can I do it? So I think something that tomorrow, if I can make a wish, and I'm gonna send this question back to your side now. If I can make a wish, I would love startups in the Crecimiento ecosystem to understand how they can use both Phoenix, both Rain, and any of our sponsors' technology to build faster and to leverage their assistance to actually achieve their goals, either regional goals, global goals, and tackle their objectives. So in the last few minutes before we go, I would like to ask you, what is one wish that you have for this summit, so we can help make it true?
That's a good question. My wish is that together we're able to take something very complex. I can only speak on privacy, but privacy and payments are both incredibly complex things that have to reach into so many different places. I'm hoping that, well, my wish is that we can come to a place where there's a good understanding in as many people as possible. What kinds of changes, what kinds of implementations. My wish is that we all learn, essentially.
I second that, and I'd also say from Rain's perspective, our wish is that we're able to engage in conversations on Friday around the importance of not just building stablecoin wallets and accounts and platforms, but really integrating cards and payment flows that make these on-chain assets actually usable. Again, we think that they're so powerful, but if they just sit idle, their full capabilities aren't realized. And we really want to talk to developers and apps and platforms about how they can transform stable coins into real world utility and give that spending power to users and to employees as well. So I'm jealous I won't be there in Palermo with all of you guys, but I'm excited to hear how it goes. And again, thank you so much for letting us be part of this community and the summit on Friday. It sounds like it's going to be really wonderful.
Of course, it's our pleasure, and hopefully we can welcome you later in the year, both of you in Argentina for Dev Connect. Lane, what is your wish for the FinTech Summit?
I work with a lot of startups here in our ecosystem, and a lot of them work with payment and privacy. So my wish would be to empower them, to allow them, give them the tools to level up and to be able to do new features, to launch new features and empower them. To take this opportunity to talk with Rain and Phoenix team, so they can take their chances.
Super. And I think we if you want to come, you can find the Luma on the QR code right in the top left corner, and we'll be there. I'll dress up as nicely as I can.
So guys, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing everything that you are helping to happen this Friday. For everyone seeing this community call, watching here, just scan the QR code, join us, and we wait for you all this Friday. Thank you guys, for Lucas and Roach, for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Looking forward to meeting everyone on Friday.
Thank you,
Take
guys.
care. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so I'm alone now. I feel a little bit sad, but well, don't worry. We are about to finish this community call. So you have a few more minutes to scan the QR code. Take the chance, because now I'm about to skip the slide. So if you didn't scan the QR code, no worries. You have the our Luma calendar, and there you can find everything. Or just go to Hub on this Friday. So this is your opportunity. You know it, and you are working hard. Pero ahora volvamos a español. Volvamos al castellano, nuestro idioma, con el que mucha de la gente que está acá escuchando se va a sentir identificada y quizás va a entender más. Vamos a ser más familiares. Así que bueno, volvamos a esto. Esta es la oportunidad para ustedes. Aprovechen todo lo que está pasando. Esta es la oportunidad y no están solos. Crecimiento está acá trabajando, aportando. La comunidad es enorme, mucha gente, mucha energía. Y aquí estamos, construyendo, haciendo cositas para que ustedes puedan aprovechar estas oportunidades y apalancarse de cada una de las cosas que suceden. Tienen una startup de payment, vayan el viernes al Hub. Ahí van a encontrar muchos proveedores de muchos servicios. Está la gente de Velo, de Modo, de Globant, como acá se ve. Y Pomelo también. Así que bueno, pueden hablar con todos ellos. Hay un programming hermoso. Y si no son de payment, son de otra cosa. Bueno, tienen los biletones, tienen muchas oportunidades, muchas herramientas. Y esto estamos acá construyendo para que todos ustedes puedan seguir adelante. Así que hay muchas cosas pasando al mismo tiempo. Está el club de startups, súmense, que también vale mucho la pena. Y bueno, la pregunta siempre es, ok, el destino ya está, el camino nosotros los ayudamos, pero ¿qué es lo que están construyendo? Compartan. Y eso es todo por hoy. Así que bueno, lo que se viene es muy, muy importante y hay muchas cosas pasando. Así que bueno, soy Laín y me despido de todos ustedes. En Crecimiento hay 1000 cosas pasando al mismo tiempo y esta es nuestra forma de contarles a ustedes todo lo que viene sucediendo y las futuras novedades. Así que bueno, sin más y tomando un matecito, me despido y nos vemos en la próxima. Bring Argentina on Chain. Adiós.